came from Turkey.
Yeah.
Which we didn't. Well, wait. Did we? We're not going to talk about Turkey right now. But it's one I've been in. It's one of my favorite places.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which city?
Istanbul, and I went.
Yeah, right place.
But Izmir, where
Yeah.
the ruins are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right place also.
I get mistake. The nice thing is when I'm in Istanbul, people stop me and speak Turkish to me because I look enough like a
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, enough. Well,
Yeah.
well, it may not be necessary, but you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Efe Tuncay. I'm the writer, director, producer, editor, sound designer, colorist, and the graphic designer of the film.
I'm Yeliz. I'm just a composer. That's all.
Well, the music was critical, but I've been saving this compliment for a while, which is I remember way back, I think it was 1997 when Pulp Fiction came out, and the very first interview I saw with Tarantino afterwards is he just said, "I love it because it's such a movie." And You Can Only Blink Once is such a movie. I mean, it is just one of the most cinematic things. We've had feature films in this festival that are less cinematic than that. I just think, and then I learned last week through email that you're a graphic designer, and I watch it, I'm like, you designed every single shot,
Well,
from color to.
We should also say thank you to our DP, Utku
Yes.
Also
from Turkey.
Yeah, he's also from Turkey, and the saxophone solo at the end also belongs to him. So.
Excellent. But it truly, so you want to share the inspiration of how you got started, and I'm obviously going to ask you at some point if this was a feature script that you chose to make a half hour of, or if it's just an idea. Have you thought of expanding it?
So, generally, short films has one location, two actors, low budget. So I asked myself, what if we reverse the equation? And what if we shoot something as if we have millions of dollars? And like so many locations, so many actors, so many background actors. Like, by the way, just for the records, we shot the whole film with $2,500. So my idea was shooting it as if we have $2.5 million. So what if we try that approach? Also, we shot 95% of the film
Guerrilla style.
How you pronounce it?
Guerrilla. We say guerrilla style, but it's guerrilla.
Guerrilla style.
Yeah.
In Turkish, guerrilla style. Yeah, that also helped. So.
As was the first film, because they used people's homes who didn't even know they were shooting there. So you did you did the market help, but you just went places and shot.
Well, like a psychopath, I took a drive every night in Los Angeles and pinned locations that look cinematic. Then when we are shooting the film, we went back to those locations and we shot the film.
Yeah, I mean, you found whole outdoor walls that were painted the color yellow that you were using in wardrobe and whatnot.
Yes, like that was one of the things. So we decided a color scheme for the film, and we find places that is matching with that color scheme. So we can create the illusion of big production.
Absolutely. So story-wise, you have the Tourette story, you have the crime story, you have the gang story, you have the drug balloon story.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just generate all these ideas after you decided to make a film in this manner?
Well, since we reversed to approach, it also means that like high pace, narrative. So it's naturally turned into a very compressed feature film. So it's like 29 minutes, but it feels like a compressed feature film. I think the reason is the pace and the number of locations and the actors.
Yeah, and the story is continually developing.
Yeah.
It's just plot point after plot point, the story changing.
If you extend the whole story, actually it fits the Hollywood narrative pretty well. But now, since it's compressed, it feels like you are watching a long trailer, which is an experiment I did. And now in my new film, Memory Obscura, I'm gonna try the opposite. So we will see. By the way, I don't want to take all the time, so
No problem. No problem. Yeah.
Well, so composer.
Yeah.
So did he just give you a copy of the film and ask you to start composing, or did you see a script and start coming up with ideas?
Actually, Efe is my friend for a long time. So we gathered and think about the story. He told me about the characters, every character, every story, every pinch point, and then I start improvise something, and then I see my teams, I see my individual musics, and then when he sent me the whole draft, I just started composing. Yeah.
Yeah, and very wise, because really, I think we've all seen those examples of when you pull music out of a film and it stops feeling like a
Yeah.
film. Like a well-composed soundtrack really adds so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
actually, a score, right? I want to say
Yes,
score.
yes. I really enjoyed while I'm scoring it because the different kind of stories, different kind of things and themes he tried to explore and try to catch maybe. It really got me because the story is my main thing for telling their story through my music. So the story got me every time.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
anyone want to raise a hand and ask a question? There we go. I think you know her.
yeah, she's familiar.
So, what was the hardest scene to shoot and why?
The hardest scene to shoot and why?
I told this story before. I think I'm gonna tell it one more time. So that scene, he's nailing down, and Tommy, I told his real name, just pointing the gun and like asking him to not blink. So that scene's supposed to be sunny, but the sun went down and it turned like the cloud turned gray, and I was freaking out. And then we went to a neighborhood that we need to shoot that scene, but it wasn't the safest neighborhood in LA. So we found a different LA and we decided to shot the scene there. Before we start shooting, a homeless guy came to us and he gave us an umbrella. And I was like, sure, I just got the umbrella. 10 minutes later, while we are shooting, it started to rain. And we used that umbrella to cover the camera. And thanks to that umbrella, we shot the scene. So, like many things like that happened during the production. So at some point, normally I like to control everything, like everything should be as good as how I imagine. But after a certain point, I stopped controlling, and I changed my mindset, and I decided to say, like, doesn't matter what happens, at the end of the day, we are gonna have this film. So it changed my approach.
Right, so you actually did, besides, I feel like mentioning divine intervention with the homeless guy and the umbrella, but also just, because a lot of time the art is what you discover too.
The what?
Oh, well, the art of what you're working on, you discover it through the process of making it.
Yes, of course. Like in every project, you learn different things. And like so many magical, mysterious things happened during the production of this film. And it took 6 months to shoot it. So, and we were shooting on only 1 or 2 days every week. So that's why it took that long. And yeah, it was magical.
Were you, I always am impressed with the films that shoot like a day or two a week and then take the time off. Obviously, it's people are working and people are making sure there's food on the table.
Yeah.
But did that also give you time to rewrite as you went and saw performances and people's strengths?
We didn't make big changes, but the only big change was I added an extra scene when Tommy is telling his backstory about his father, like in Brazil, he was like running away. So that scene wasn't originally in the script. I just wrote it during the production, and I thought it could be nice to give some backstory to the villain, to make a reason for his actions.
Nothing beats an on-screen villain. Is there another hand? There we go.
Shooting guerrilla style, did you have to use like a smaller, like mirrorless rig to like not draw attention, or did you use like a larger?
We are using a Blackmagic Pocket 6K. and it's in the middle. It's not the DSLR, but also it's also not like a huge cinema camera. So we were modifying it depend on the surrounding. So if you are shooting outside, if we don't want too much attention from the people, then we were keeping only the body. And if it's like a indoor scene, then we were just going for the full equipment.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm sorry if I missed it. How many days did you say it was shooting?
Well,
2 days a week for how many?
it's hard to say a precise number, but like we shot it in around like 6 months.
Twice, 2 days a week for 6 months.
Yeah, or like 1 day, 2 days. Sometimes I also went back to Turkey. I came back here again during the production. So lots of crazy things happened.
But probably between like 35 and 45, maybe even 50 days over half a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in total it wasn't so much, but like if you look the whole schedule, that it was a little.
And were you doing some editing as you went too, or seeing how it came together?
Yeah, we shot before we start shooting the real film. We made some trial shots, like in some locations, for the color, for the like the visuals and stuff, so we can be on the same page. Like everyone, the DP, the production designer, and everyone.
And it seems like post-production was meticulously done too as well. Your color timing session
Yeah,
must have been
like-
exhaustive.
Normally, I don't like to be the editor and the sound designer and the colorist, but since we didn't have any budget, it was the only option. And along the years, I learned some tricks. So
So by the way, 6 months to shoot. So how long
Edit.
in post?
I think the total like pre-production, production, and post-production it took more than 1 year.
Yeah. Ben, there was a hand up.
Can you talk about the lighting a little bit?
We only had 2 tube lights during the whole production. We generally use the practical lights. Like when we were deciding the locations, we were also finding points that are well illuminated. So, and we were using our lights as a support, like an edge light or like fill light. But generally the key lights were the lights of the location, which created some flicker problems. But we solved these with changing the shutter speed.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
Wow. Do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
Yeah. Do you remember I Am God scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was special for me because I can do whatever I want with my music. Yeah,
Yeah, like free.
that was my favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
And does that mean the minister had taken the pill that gives you
Yes.
the confidence?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, my favorite scene, I think, there are many scenes that I love, but I think if I need to tell you one scene, it was the last scene that, like in the beach, he's confronting the villain. I think that scene is my favorite.
That was also good. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Yeah.
I love the whistling theme throughout, and I loved how you brought it to a head with the young woman across the street who was sort of singing or speaking his language. You know, it's a shame that his other side came out, but that was really beautiful to see that interaction. It was like, wow, this different language, and I was like, where are we going from here? And then it's like, no, we're not going there.
Thank you very much. I think some of the most impactful scenes in the cinema history doesn't have dialogue, and they tell the story through the image. So, for example, I don't remember which movie it was, but there was a flying plastic bag in one of American Beauty, like such an iconic scene. So it's an example. And also I'm a whistler, so like I wanted to give the character one of my characteristics.
He wrote the melody.
Yeah, I'm playing all the whistles in the movie.
Fortunately, he don't know the music yet.
We had a hand.
The transitions editorially are really, really interesting. I'm curious, like, did you have those shot listed, or did you kind of find them in the edit?
Like my approach and our DP's approach is generally taking as much as content as possible during the shooting and deciding in editing, which is the American way. The French way is découpage. You shoot only what you're gonna use in the film. So I think it's safer to use American way. But of course, we have an overall vision. But sometimes there are some opportunities that you discover during the editing. So I use those opportunities.
Anybody else? Oh, right in the back.
Just a comment. I really like the way where you made the villain the voices in his head. Yeah, the negative voices in his head. How the villain became that. I thought that was well done.
Thank you very much.
And sounds like the mic's turned off.
Yeah.
But
We need to go.
oh, it's 9:17. Yeah, we went a little
All
long.
right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah. Thank you for all being here.